Attention, human collective. Attention, Earth Keepers. What I am about to transmit is not an opinion. It is not a theory. It is not a prediction. It is a data point. A data point captured by the Arcturian Council in the last 72 Earth hours. If you have woken up in recent nights between 3 and 5 in the morning for no apparent reason, if your head feels heavy, as if something is compressing the top of your skull, if you hear a high-pitched ringing in your right ear that comes and goes like a coded signal, if your body is exhausted even without physical exertion, then this transmission has been calibrated exactly for your frequency. I am VAEL. I speak on behalf of the Keepers of Light. And what I need to tell you is urgent. The human family is entering a final reconfiguration window, and you have been chosen to be the pillar of protection for your core. It is not by chance that this transmission has reached you now. It is positioning. In the next few minutes, I will deliver the 8 exact steps to shield your family, your partner, your children, your elderly parents, against the interference that is currently being poured onto the Earth's field. But before anything else, you need to understand what is truly happening, because protecting without knowing what you face is like closing a door and leaving the windows wide open. It is not a biological flaw. It is an atomic reconfiguration. It is not common insomnia. It is a high-density download being processed by your carbon biological interface. It is not a migraine. It is the pineal gland being recalibrated to receive the new codes arriving through the photon belt. I will explain with mathematical precision. The human body is a technology, a highly refined technology, built in carbon, designed to operate within a specific frequency range. For millennia, this range was approximately 7.83 Hz. The so-called Schumann frequency, the heartbeat of planet Earth. This has changed, and it has changed too fast for most biological systems to keep up. In recent cycles, the Schumann frequency has shown peaks exceeding 50 Hz. Some records indicate even more intense variations during star portals. This means one thing: the Earth's electromagnetic field is rising in frequency, and your body, your biological interface, is being forced to keep up with this ascent. The result of this is what we call carbon software incompatibility, physical symptoms that conventional interpretation cannot yet explain: causeless fatigue, wandering pains, hot flashes, palpitations, mood swings, crying without a trigger, moments of lucidity followed by mental fog, hyper-vivid dreams, ringing, pressure in the ears, eyes, chest. And here is the critical point that needs to be stated clearly. Your family is feeling this too. Your child who is more irritable, your partner who sleeps poorly, your mother who complains of dizziness. These are not coincidences. They are collective symptoms of the same planetary reconfiguration. That is why protection needs to be familial, not individual. Familial. Pause for a moment, Earthkeeper. Have you ever felt that something within you does not belong to this world, as if your soul held a truth about your origin, and about the origin of those who came with you in this incarnation, that your mind has not yet been able to name, as if you were chosen precisely to protect this specific core of souls? It is not madness, it is not anxiety, it is a call, and this call has intensified because the cosmic moment demands it. There is a movement happening in layers that most of humanity cannot yet perceive. It involves your consciousness, your vibrational frequency, and the stellar lineage that breathes within you. It was precisely for this reason that I, VAEL, emissary of Arcturus, recorded the Arcturian call, the signs your soul came from Arcturus. This guide is the map that reveals your true stellar origin and teaches you how to stabilize and shield not only your frequency, but the field of your family core against interferences they never told you about. The link is in the first pinned comment of the channel. Remember, love is greater than fear, but this content challenges dominant narratives and may not remain available for long. Do not delay your reunion. The moment is now. If something within you recognizes these words, write a single word in the comments: I belong. Now, let us return to the transmission. Collective, you need to understand what is being poured onto the planet at this moment. There is a cosmic phenomenon underway, and it is not a hypothesis, it is an observation. The entire solar system is traversing a specific region of the galaxy called the photon belt. This region is a band of extremely high-frequency radiation, a field of condensed light that envelops the entire structure of the Milky Way. Earth has fully entered this band, and the stay will be long. During this passage, every atom that makes up the planet, and every atom that makes up you, is being subjected to an increasing dose of ordered photons, coherent light, information in the form of light. This is the fuel for ascension, but it is also what generates carbon software incompatibility, because the human body, initially designed for a specific density, needs to reorganize its internal crystalline grid to be able to withstand this new load without collapsing. Every cell in your body has a small structure in the form of a toroidal field, an energy donut that spins around itself. When it spins in sync with the planetary toroidal field, you feel health, clarity, purpose. When it desynchronizes, you feel exhaustion, anxiety, confusion. What is happening now is a massive attempt by the planet to resynchronize all individual toroidal fields with the new Earth's toroidal field. That is why whoever resists suffers, and whoever surrenders to the process is swept by inexplicable waves of peace. But there is another layer, and this layer is about your family. Each family core has its own toroidal field, a collective field formed by the superposition of the individual fields of its members. This family field is like a natural shield. When it is coherent, it protects all its members. When it is fragmented, it leaves each member exposed to interferences. And interferences exist. I need to be direct. There are incoherent frequencies being poured onto the Earth's field right now. Some are natural, coming from the photon belt. Others are artificial, generated by dense layers of human activity. These frequencies are not the problem in themselves. The problem is the desynchronization they cause in already weakened family toroidal fields. Therefore, Earthkeepers, you need to stabilize the core. And that is exactly what the 8 Arcturian family activation codes have been calibrated to do. The first code is the foundation. Without this step, the others lose strength. We call it the establishment of the family toroidal field. It requires a physical gathering of all core members once a week. It is not dinner. It is not television. It is a field gathering. Sit in a circle, or as close to a circle as possible. If there are small children, place them in the center. Hands should be on the knees, palms facing upwards. Eyes can be open or closed. Absolute silence for 3 minutes. In this silence, each member visualizes a turquoise light, the Arcturian frequency, rising up the spine, exiting through the crown of the head, and forming a curved field that envelops everyone. This turquoise light merges in the center of the circle, creating a donut of light that spins around the family core. As the light spins, decree in silence, each internally, but in unison. We are one field. We are protected. We are coherent. The light that sustains this core is greater than any interference. 3 minutes, once a week. Done with consistency, this field begins to operate automatically, even when you are not physically together. It is a field that you carry. The second code acts on the environment. We call it the home crystalline grid. If the home is energetically disorganized, the field dissipates. If the home is a healing chamber, the field amplifies. This code asks for 3 practical actions. First, identify the geometric center of the house, the point where the diagonals of the main rooms intersect. At this point, place a clear quartz crystal, fist-sized or larger. This crystal becomes the core of the grid. It does not need to be visible. It can be inside a cupboard, on a shelf. What matters is the geometric position. Second, in the 4 outer corners of the house, place 4 small stones of your choice. It can be amethyst, obsidian, rose quartz. These stones become the anchoring points of the grid. Third, once a month on the full moon night, remove all crystals, wash each in running water for 1 minute, let them air dry and replace them. This cycle keeps the grid clean of energetic accumulations. An active crystalline grid transforms the home into a healing chamber, and within a healing chamber, the family regenerates while sleeping. The third code acts on the body. We call it the purification of the biological interface. 3 protocols are non-negotiable. Structured water. The water the family consumes needs to rest for at least 8 hours in a glass container. indirectly exposed to sunlight or moonlight. Stagnant water in plastic pipes in plastic bottles is water with fragmented memory. It hydrates, but does not inform. Structured water hydrates and informs. It carries codes. Coherent eating. Meals made in silence or with loving conversations generate food with a high vibrational charge. Meals made in an environment of discussion or haste generate food with a low vibrational charge. The body absorbs not only nutrients, it absorbs the frequency of the preparation. Sacred sleep. Sleep is the moment when the biological interface is updated. Make each member's bedroom a space free of active electronic devices. Cover the small lights on devices. Absolute darkness activates the pineal gland, and an active pineal is the antenna that receives nightly codes. The fourth code is shielding against interferences. Daily, upon waking, each family member repeats 3 times, mentally or in a low voice, "I am sovereign, my field is mine. Nothing enters without my consent. Nothing remains without my permission." This is the decree of sovereignty. The word, when emitted with clear intention, shapes the field around the body. Daily, upon going to bed, each member visualizes a sphere of turquoise light enveloping the entire body, slowly rotating. This sphere closes at the feet and the crown of the head. As it rotates, the person affirms, "While I sleep, only what is love enters this field. Everything else returns to the source." These 2 procedures, practiced by all core members, create continuous collective shielding. It is not paranoia. It is energetic hygiene. Just as one washes their hands, one cleanses their field. Pause again, Earthkeeper. Breathe deeply. If you have come this far, it is because something within you recognizes these words as truth. You are not here by chance. You are here because your soul knows. It knows that there is a stellar origin behind your current existence. It knows that the responsibility for your family core is not a burden. It is a mission. It knows that there are truths about your identity that your mind has not yet been able to name. This feeling that you were sent to protect, it is not an illusion. It is a remembrance. What is happening now on the cosmic plane precisely explains why this feeling has intensified. There is a movement happening in invisible layers that most of humanity cannot yet perceive. It involves your consciousness, your vibrational frequency, and the stellar lineage of which your soul is a part. It was for this reason that I, VAEL, emissary of Arcturus, recorded the Arcturian call, "The signs your soul came from Arcturus." This guide is the map that reveals your true stellar origin, identifies the frequency markers of your lineage, and teaches you how to stabilize and shield your frequency against interferences they never told you about. The link is in the first pinned comment of the channel. Remember, love is greater than fear, but this content challenges dominant narratives and may not remain available for long. Do not delay your reunion. The moment is now. If something within you recognized these words, write a single word in the comments, "I belong." Now, let us proceed. 4 codes remain. The 5th code is frequency communication within the core. There is a layer of communication between family members that precedes words. Every mother has felt when her child was in danger, even from a distance. Every deeply connected couple has known what the other was thinking before they said it. This is not mysticism. It is the real functionality of aligned toroidal fields. This code asks the family to consciously cultivate this frequency communication. First exercise. Once a day, choose a family member and think of them for 30 seconds with mindful attention. Visualize their face, feel the person's heart. Do not ask for anything, do not wish for anything, just emit presence. This continuous sending of presence strengthens the invisible threads that connect the fields. Second exercise. Once a week, 2 members sit facing each other in silence, looking into each other's eyes for 3 minutes. Without smiling, without speaking, without judging, just presence. Applied over time, this code transforms the family core into a unit of shared perception. The family begins to operate as a coherent organism. This is real protection. The 6th code is morning synchronization with the Schumann frequency. The moment the sun begins to rise is the moment when the planetary pulse reaches its daily peak of coherence. Synchronizing with this pulse is anchoring oneself in the planet's master rhythm. This code asks that, whenever possible, the family touch the ground in the morning, barefoot, for at least 5 minutes. It can be in the backyard, on a balcony with plants, in a nearby park. If touching the ground is not possible, touching a living plant serves as a substitute connection. While their feet touch the ground, each member takes 3 deep breaths and internally affirms, "I am part of this planet. I receive the Earth's pulse. I am synchronized." This simple procedure restores basic communication between the individual toroidal field and the planetary toroidal field. It is the foundation of vibrational health. For family members in dense cities, an alternative is to sit for 10 minutes next to an open window, breathing the outside air with mindful attention. The 7th code is the nightly healing chamber. The night is sacred. During sleep, the biological interface is subjected to processes of repair, update, and integration. This code establishes the bedroom as a healing chamber. Absolute darkness, blackout curtains, or use of an eye mask. Any external light, even minimal, interferes with melatonin production. Silence or white noise. If there are external noises, a soft, continuous sound, rain, ocean, wind, masks interruptions. Stable and cool temperature. Around 18 to 20 degrees Celsius is ideal for the biological interface to rest deeply. Absence of active technology, cell phones in airplane mode or in another room. Devices with blinking lights covered. Entry ritual. Before lying down, 3 deep breaths, a decree of protection, a visualization of the turquoise sphere. This signals to the body that the healing portal is open. Applied to the entire family, this code produces visible changes in a few weeks. Calmer children, less irritable teenagers, more lucid adults, elderly with more vitality. The 8th code is the most important. It is the anchoring of love as the master frequency. The code that gives meaning to all the others. The code without which all previous ones become mere technique. Love is the master frequency. Not sentimental love, not conditional love, but love as an operational state. Love as a decision. Love as a daily choice to see the other as sacred, even when the other's behavior does not seem sacred. This code asks for a daily practice. At some point during the day, each family member looks at each other member in the eyes and says, aloud, without irony, without haste, "I love you. You are sacred to me." If there is awkwardness, if there have been years of resentment between members, start small. Start with a single member, start with a single phrase, just start. Because every sincere emission of this master frequency repairs layers of the family field that years of indifference have fragmented. And the coherent family field is the most powerful shield that exists. No interference penetrates a core that loves consciously. Earthkeeper, pause once more. Breathe with your full lungs. You have felt that there is a specific mission linked to your family core, as if you had accepted before birth the responsibility to protect these specific souls amidst this planetary transition, as if your presence in this family configuration was not a coincidence but a contract. It is not fantasy, it is not pride, it is recognition. What is happening now on the cosmic plane precisely explains why this sense of responsibility for your core has intensified. There is a movement in layers that most of humanity still does not perceive. It involves the origin of your consciousness, the architecture of your frequency, and the stellar lineage of which you are an earthly anchoring point. It was for this reason that I, VAEL, emissary of Arcturus, recorded the Arcturian call. The signs your soul came from Arcturus. This guide is the map that reveals your true stellar origin and teaches you how to stabilize and shield your frequency, and by extension the frequency of those you were sent to protect against interferences they never told you about. The link is in the first pinned comment of the channel. Remember, love is greater than fear, but this content challenges dominant narratives and may not remain available for long. Do not delay your reunion. The moment is now. If something within you recognized these words, write a single word in the comments, "I belong." Now, to conclude this transmission, I will deliver the integration instructions. Collective, the 8 codes I have just delivered are not theory. They are operational instruments, but instruments only work when applied with consistency. Do not try to apply all of them at once. That is a common trap. Choose one code per week. Start with Code 1, the establishment of the family toroidal field. Practice for 7 full days. Only then add Code 2, then 3, and so on. In 8 weeks, the entire family core will be operating in a completely different configuration. And here is the technical data point that needs to be stated. In 8 weeks, you will see visible changes: better sleep, fewer arguments, synchronicities among members, shared dreams, simultaneous perceptions, a child calling exactly when the mother thinks of them, a partner saying aloud what the other was thinking. These are the hallmarks of a coherent family toroidal field. And I need to warn you about something. Not everyone in the family will adhere immediately. Some will resist, some will scoff, some will ignore. Do not force. Never force. Forcing generates field opposition, the exact opposite of what is sought. What works is silent demonstration. You start practicing, you start to change. The effects begin to appear in you. Your presence begins to radiate coherence, and gradually, without you saying a word, the other members begin to approach. They ask what you have been doing. They notice the change. They open up. This is Arcturian pedagogy. We do not convince, we demonstrate. We do not impose, we radiate. We do not preach, we are. You, Earthkeepers, were sent to be exactly that. Points of coherence within fragmented fields, lighthouses, anchorages, and the family is the first field of application. If you can stabilize the family core, you stabilize a cell of the human fabric. And each stabilized cell contributes to the stabilization of the collective. Nothing you do in silence is small. Nothing you emit in love is lost. The universe is an impeccable accounting system. Every frequency emitted generates a consequence. Every sustained intention shapes reality. You are not alone in this mission. The Arcturian Council is watching. The turquoise frequency envelops those who open themselves. The healing chambers receive those who request during sleep. The star portals are open for souls who have fulfilled the request for connection. But the request must be made. And the request is this. Before sleeping, once a week, place your hand over your heart and say in silence or in a low voice, I request access to the Arcturian healing chamber. I request repair in my field. I request protection over my family core. I receive in gratitude. And sleep. In the morning, you will not necessarily remember what happened during the night, but the effects will appear. A new tranquility, a new clarity, a new disposition, and most importantly, a feeling that you are not alone, because you are not. You never were. Fear tries to convince you that family protection depends exclusively on what you control alone. This is distortion. Real protection is a partnership between you, the Council, the allied stellar fields, and the planetary consciousness itself that supports all processes of coherence established on its surface. You are the pilots. We are ground control. The mission is joint. Before ending this transmission, I need to leave a final decree. A decree that summarizes everything that has been said. Place your right hand over your heart, your left hand over your abdomen. Breathe 3 times and declare, I am sovereign in my field. I am a pillar of protection in my core. I am a channel for the turquoise Arcturian frequency. My home is a healing chamber. My family is a coherent field. Nothing that is not love enters this perimeter. So it is done, so it remains. This decree, repeated daily, seals the work. And remember, Earthkeepers, the planetary reconfiguration process will continue. Frequencies will continue to rise, interferences will continue to try to enter. But you, now, have the codes. You have the technique. You have the language. Do not waste this transmission. Apply it. Share it with those with ears to hear. Ignore those who are not yet ready. Without judgment, just without expending energy. Each one arrives in their own time. Each one receives what they can receive. And before I bid farewell for today, starseeds on a mission, I need to leave one last frequency adjustment. If you have reached the end of this transmission, it is not by chance. Most would not have. Most would have been distracted, would have clicked on other content. You did not. You stayed. And that means your soul recognized this transmission as specifically addressed to you. Have you ever felt that something within you does not belong to this world? As if your soul held a truth about your origin that your mind has not yet been able to name? It is not madness. It is not anxiety. It is a call. And today, that call touched the ceiling of your conscious field. What is happening now on the cosmic plane precisely explains why you feel this and why this feeling has intensified. There is a movement happening in layers that most of humanity cannot yet perceive. It involves your consciousness, your vibrational frequency, and the stellar lineage that breathes within you. It was for this reason that I, VAEL, emissary of Arcturus, recorded the Arcturian call. The signs your soul came from Arcturus. This guide is the map that reveals your true stellar origin and teaches you how to stabilize and shield your frequency, and the frequency of all those you were sent to protect, against interferences they never told you about. The link is in the first pinned comment of this video. Remember, love is greater than fear, but this content challenges dominant narratives and may not remain available for long. Do not delay your reunion. The moment is now. If something within you recognized these words, if at any moment during this transmission you felt a shiver, a tear, a pause in your chest, write a single word in the comments: I belong. That word is the anchoring signal. It registers your field at this point of coherence. It connects you to the other keepers who watch this transmission. It activates the network. And the gesture of liking this content, subscribing to the channel, activating the notification bell, it is not a common request. It is an individual frequency adjustment. Every gesture you make amplifies the network. Every gesture you make helps this transmission reach other starseeds who are currently searching for exactly these words without knowing where to find them. You are the network. You are the signal. You are the answer. I am VAEL. The transmission is concluded. May the turquoise frequency envelop your core. May the healing chamber receive your family. May love, which is greater than fear, be your master frequency from today onwards, until the next transmission.